Start the recording and share my screen. So in the previous class, we have discussed about how we can calculate depreciation on fixed assets, how we can manually post a depreciation entry, or how we can run a proposal for a multiple set of assets, like for a group of assets or for all fixed assets for a specific group or specific book again. So for each layer, like we have two different books, right? So according to Companies Act, how we can calculate, create lines, preview and post them. And according to Tax Act, again, how we can calculate, compute and post them. We have also seen how we can make the depreciation adjustment in case if we need to adjust the depreciation upwards or downwards, maybe depending on the situations. So for all those things, activities that you have to do successfully, you should have posting profile supporting you. So configuration of posting profile is really important while you are performing fixed asset activities or transactions. In today's class, we'll discuss about some miscellaneous activities that we can do on fixed assets. Miscellaneous are very important. So in interviews, they will cross question if these about these particular activities that we are going to learn in the today's class. So I'm going to fixed asset module and all fixed assets. So most of the activities that we do now are on the fixed assets module only today. We'll see. So here I have a fixed asset like chairs. I am selecting this one. So you have seen this option of copy fixed assets already. So it would exactly copy the details of the fixed asset into another asset. So we know that. So this function will come back to this change fixed asset group again. Okay. Let us discuss about this one, lend. So lending of fixed asset means within the organization itself, you can lend a fixed asset. Let's assume that this is a laptop. Okay. Companies would normally issue laptops to the employees. So which is in other terms can be called as lending. You can give it to another person who who can maintain it. You can do external lending also, or it's usually called as leasing. It's separate again. Asset leasing is a separate process, but this is for internal. Whoever handles it, or the person who is responsible or to whom the company have allocated this particular asset for work. So that person details can be given here in the lend option. Suppose if I select this asset, I can go to this lend option. So in the lend option, I can maintain some details. This does not really affect any accounting process, but you can maintain some details and later you can export a report out of these details that you give here. Suppose if I click on new here, lending date. So on 1st of November, I have lent it to an employee. So I'll see the list of employees here in my company, but here I don't have any employees actually created in this legal entity, so I don't see it. But in the HR module, if I have the employees created in place, so I can use that employee name here. So lend to so and so employee called Ravi or Suresh or Ramesh, something. You can give some name. So something Ravi is not there. That's okay. Let me remove it. If at all we have any employee, we can give it actually. Let me create two employees quickly. That's not a problem. Come on. Create new worker. First name. Item. Good. Employment start date. I'll say is working in my company from 1st of August. Employment end date is still working, so I give never now. So I'm worker type employee or contractor. It's employee. I'll select. I'll click on hire. Can give assignment, position, date, details and all. Just created one. Okay. So where is this? So I can see the same actually in the HR module. So it contains multiple details to be filled in for the employee that we create actually. But for our sake, the sake of selecting it in the fixed asset module for lending, I'm just creating one employee. So it's in MRF. Why we have these many? I just want it from the human resources. Employees or workers. So I have one Sairam Shankar. Create one more. So Sheila by name. Start it from the name of July 1st. Okay, and I'll hire. So I can see, refresh it. I can see name here. I can add one more. Srinivas. Employment start date, something back in September, and hire. So I have these three employees in place now. I just created them in the HR module. Now I can go back here in the fixed asset module. If I refresh it, here I can see the list of employees in my company. Three of them. So let's say that on 1st of November, I have lent this laptop to Sairam. So select Sairam. So this one means the code will appear automatically, the personal number code. So this person, which location he belongs to. I mean, normally you can create your fixed asset locations. As I give warehouse here, you can give building number 2, floor number 1, or you building number 3, floor number 2. You can give those such kind of locations as well. So you can select one location. Let's assume building 1, which is floor number 2, where Sairam normally logs in. So when would he expected to return this laptop? So he might return this laptop and uh, let's assume that expected is 20th, but Sairam returned it on 21st, actual return date. Okay, I can again lend it to some other person on from the 22nd. I can lend it to Sushila from 22nd, the same laptop once after Sairam returns it. So she also works in the same department. I can say expected return date of her would be in December somewhere. So and she did not return it yet. So actual return date is like, I mean, it's not updated yet. So you can update it once she returns it. And if you're lending it for another employee, you can click on new and give all those details like this. Just for the maintenance sake, you can give the details so that it would give an idea about who possesses this asset or who is holding this asset currently in the company. So in the same way, if it is a computer, you can give as so. Again, if it is a vehicle or something that is being used in the company, like a marketing executive, have given a vehicle to a marketing executive, you can give the lend details, who is actually working on it or using it on that asset. So you can give those details so that later part you can also extract a report out of it. So if at all you want to run a report of lending for this particular asset chairs, you can run it. We have a report in the fixed asset reports. So that's how it's a very simple configuration, nothing much. Then we'll come back to transfers again. We have this option called as fixed asset additions. Fixed asset additions means whenever you are making any additions to a fixed asset, you can record all those details of the additions. Normally, if at all I'm adding something to this Benji truck, how will I record that transaction? Anyone? Transaction type.
As an acquisition adjustment.
Adjustment.
Correct. It's an acquisition adjustment. Whenever I am adding anything additional to the fixed asset, I can record it financially as an acquisition adjustment. Okay. But you can maintain what are those adjustments that you are doing or which particular thing that you are again installing into the existing fixed asset or which you are adding onto the fixed asset. You can add those additional details here. Suppose this is Benji truck, right? So you can go to fixed asset additions and you can add something like addition number 1. You can give any number you want to. So I'm adding some safety rods to the vehicle. So when I was adding them on 10th of November, I added them. What was the unit cost? I would say 50,000. One quantity or how many quantity you have. Suppose you have 10 quantity of safety rods, one each of 5,000. So it will be total of 50,000. On some other day, like in December, if I'm adding something else, we move to a different record. Okay, let's save it first. Okay, and some other day, if I'm doing anything else, so 002, you can give music system is added into the vehicle. So on which date? Suppose on 30th of November, I added it. How many units of it? So unit cost of it is $10,000, I would say. And how many units? Only one unit. So in this way, you can make acquisition adjustment transactions in the normal journal, but these details you can use them for maintenance purpose. What all the adjustment that you are making, you can just give the names, dates, and amounts here. Again, this is useful only for the report purpose only. It will not affect any financial transactions or nothing. Only for maintenance sake, we have this fixed asset addition details that can be maintained on fixed asset. Clear, guys? All of you?
Yeah.
Sheila, is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Again, it's different for every asset. For each asset, you can give some other details of fixed asset additions here. Yeah, you can add. It's empty here in this asset. That's one. Okay. Then let us talk about this concept, transfer fixed assets. Transfer fixed assets and review transfer history. See, if I look at this fixed asset, Benji truck, if I go to books, so for the Companies Act book, I can see it is in Hyderabad location. Okay, this Benji truck is in Hyderabad location. In Tax Act also, I have given the same Hyderabad location. Okay, now I want to transfer this fixed asset from Hyderabad location to Bangalore location. Okay, from Hyderabad location to Bangalore location. For that, I can manually change it here. I can change Hyderabad to Bangalore, but I don't there is no transferability that I have transferred this asset from Hyderabad to Bangalore. For that, we have a separate process called as transfer of fixed assets. Movement of fixed asset from one business unit to another business unit or one location to another location. I mean, one dimension value to other dimension value. We have this option called as transfer fixed assets. So you can use it, and that rather than manually changing that, it will automatically change, as well as it will include some details on the transfer of fixed asset. It will include the details in the transfer history, like this asset is moved from this place to that place in from on so and so date. So on later date, it was moved from that location to another location. You can see those details of transfer history here. So for this asset which is located in Hyderabad, I would like to transfer this to another location, suppose Bangalore. Let's see. I click on this option, transfer fixed assets. So on which date you want to transfer it? I want to transfer it as of today's date. Okay, do you want to transfer a single book or both the books? I want to transfer both the books because I mean both the books are linked to the asset, right? So here the existing financial dimensions are sales and marketing department and Hyderabad location. So to which department again you want to transfer? I want to transfer to the same department, but the location is varying. I will transfer it to Bangalore location here. So I'll select Bangalore location here. So this is the existing dimensions. I'm transferring it to another location, as you can see here, different financial dimension. This is how. And you can select this two books here. So if you select two books, two of them will be transferred from Hyderabad location to Bangalore location. There is also a concept called as transfer from account to account. Actually, you can transfer the balance of the fixed asset from one account to another account. So this is mostly used when you transfer the fixed asset from one group to another group. So I'll show you in the next concept that how we use this option of transfer accounts. Okay. For now, I'm not using this anyway. I'm not transferring balance from one account to another account. Account will be the same, just that we are just transferring it between the financial dimensions from one location to another location. And you can add any comments if you want to, like transferred on request of Bangalore unit. Just so. Then you can click on update. So before I click on update, so is it clear for all of you? I mean, how I'm doing it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll just click on update. So it is asking me Companies Act and Tax Act. Yes, both of them. Why I see warning here. Transfer will change the default financial dimensions of the for the selected fixed assets and create accounting entries in the journal. It is saying as so. That's okay. If at all we are using accounts, then it will create accounting entries. So I'm transferring it.
I have one doubt.
Yes, Sushil.
So If we do any acquisition adjustment for any particular asset, so we have to give the additional fixed asset additions manually, right? It
Yeah, we
won't
have
just
to give
be
it
a
manually. No, automatically it won't take.
okay.
Okay, it is not compulsory that you have to add, but for maintenance sake, you can add those details of additions.
Okay.
Now the asset is transferred. If I go to bench truck again, go to books. So if I go to bottom, I can see the dimension value change it to Bangalore, and tax act book also change it to Bangalore. Let's see if there is any transaction changes. So there are no transaction changes. Same transactions were as it is. All of them were into previous dates. And this one is for past date since we posted depreciation and adjustment. Okay, now you can also check the review transfer history here. So it will show you the history of this truck transfer. So this truck is transferred from Companies Act, was transferred from business department to department. It is the same department, but location from Hyderabad to Bangalore. The same way Tax Act book also transferred from Hyderabad to Bangalore. And the comment is transferred on request of Bangalore unit. So on which date you transferred it? On 11th. So that's how. Then you can again transfer it if you want to transfer it to another location. Click here, transfer fixed asset from on 30th of November, both the books again. So you can transfer it from one location to another location, like same department I would use sales and marketing, but this time I'll transfer them to Chennai location here. Then click on update. Yeah, all good. From Bangalore to Chennai, you can see department is same, but location is changing from Bangalore to Chennai. So click on transfer. So it would have been transferred from one location to other. You can see the review history here. So we did not add any comment this time, right? So I don't see any comment, but see here from Bangalore to other location, Chennai, it moved on. So you can see this review history also. You can also transfer a set of assets at a time from one unit to another unit. So you have that option of mass transfer here, periodic tasks in fixed asset module, mass transfer. So if you click on mass transfer, you can transfer a group of assets at a time. So transfer date, you can give one date, transfer comments you can add. You can select from which cost center, transfer to which cost center. So one second. Okay, it will work. It doesn't really bother about, I mean, to which from which dimensions you are transferring, but it will directly transfer two dimensions to whatever dimensions are there on the asset. From there, it will transfer to the new dimension that you would select here. Then you can select which assets that you want to transfer. Here, fixed asset numbers you can give or a group you can give. So accordingly, you have this selection of books also. You can select anything. And that would be all. If you want to print it again, you can print it. So you can select set of assets here. So if you give the two dimensions to which they had to be transferred to, so automatically all the assets would be transferred to the dimension values that you would add here. So that's how this mass transfer works. Try it in your environment. Let me know if you face any difficulty. Okay.
Where we have to select the books
We
as like
have
individual transfer.
we have here books option also. Books and filter.
Okay.
Fixed asset number, fixed asset group, fixed asset book. You can select two books. You can select multiple assets. You can select multiple groups if you want, or a single group. If you don't select anything, it will transfer everything that you have to given financial dimensions here.
Okay.
Okay, that's one. Other than this, the fixed assets itself, I have another concept called as change fixed asset group. See, sometimes I can transfer one fixed asset from one group to another group. I have that option. So sometimes some assets are recorded as something like office equipment, but they want to transfer them to furniture and fixtures from office equipment. In that case, they can transfer that asset from office equipment group to furniture and fixtures, and that asset will automatically get a new number. Okay, suppose let's see, we have an asset here called as cycle. Okay, I want to transfer this cycle to furniture and fixtures from the vehicles because it is not a vehicle, it's a normal bicycle. So I want it to be transferred into furniture and fixtures group. Okay, I select here the cycle, and here I have the option change fixed asset group. Click on change fixed asset group. It will ask me which group you want to transfer it to. So you can select one of the group in the list. So from vehicles, I want to transfer it to furniture and fixtures, right? So I'll select that one. Do you want to give a new number to the fixed asset, or do you want to continue the same number? That's what it is asking here. Since it is being transferred to furniture and fixtures, I want to give a number related to furniture and fixtures. So I will click on new fixed asset number. So automatically it will consider a new fixed asset number as MRF FF003, which is the next number in the furniture and fixtures group list, right? So let us click on OK. So is it clear until here for all of you? Yes. Saidip, you there? I think he's not
Deep
there. Yeah. Okay. So clear, right? Transferring it to another group.
Yeah,
Okay.
clear.
Now I click on OK here. Click on OK. Takes a while actually, since it have to change a lot of things, the number as well as in the backend tables also it will change the asset number. Since you opt to change the asset number here, it will completely make this asset disappear. I mean vehicle 006, and it will create a new asset as MRF 003. So here, are you sure you want to rename this as vehicle as this and this asset number as this number? That's what it is asking. So I have power cut here, but I still my Wi-Fi is still working. There is half charge in this, like that 42 minutes it would be. We can finish our class maybe by that time. But bear with it in case if we have to disconnect in between. So now I can see it. Asset name is same. Asset number is changed to MRF FF 0003 00003. But you can see vehicle number 6 is no more. I mean it is disappeared and converted into a furniture asset rather than a vehicle asset. It is converted into a furniture asset. So change in fixed asset group will help you in that way. Now if you open this one cycle, you can see new number, new group, cycle, and remaining details will be same, and valuations will also be same. Accounts doesn't change. So valuations are the same. Okay, and if you go to books, then also it is same. Go to transactions, here also it is same. But I have a problem. See, when this cycle was in vehicles group, the account behind the cycle was as fixed asset cycle account, or sorry, fixed asset vehicle account I have. But for furniture and fixtures, we have a separate account as fixed asset furniture. those two main accounts are separate. For vehicles, we have a separate account, and for this furniture, we have a separate account behind the asset for acquisition transaction. So I'll show you that one in the posting profile. I hope you remember. Sairam, did you?
Yes, JP.
Okay. So here for acquisition, if I see Companies Act vehicles, I can see this number 1,60,000, which is fixed asset vehicle account. Coming to furniture and fixture, I can see fixed asset furniture and fixtures 1,61,000. So both the accounts are different. Now, since I have changed this group of the fixed asset from vehicle to furniture and fixture, I might have to transfer, or business might require to transfer the main account also from say vehicles asset to furniture asset. So in that case, we can use this option of transfer fixed asset once again. Okay. In the transfer fixed assets, you have the option of transfer from account to account here. So I'll select both of them here. Here you have the option of transfer from which account to which account. So you want to transfer it from which account? Fixed asset vehicles, right? Let's see. Where is this 1,60,000 fixed asset vehicle to 1,61,000 fixed asset furniture. So earlier it was fixed asset vehicles. Now we are transferring it to fixed asset furniture because we have converted that asset as a furniture group asset. So I can select the accounts like this and for the two books. So this is the existing net book value on the two books, right? It was bought for 1,000 and there was a depreciation of like 10 something. So it was like 995 is the existing net book value. So you can click on update here. Then you can transfer it. Dimension transfer you are not doing, but you have transferred the account. So following books cannot be transferred because financial dimensions that you are transferring the asset from the same as the financial the asset. Okay, it is saying dimensions are not used. That's okay. What's happened with dimensions? Let's see with the transactions once. Books, transactions, no change in the transaction. Okay. Then review history. I don't think that it's transferred. So let me try it once again. So transfer fixed assets, select both of them, account to account. Okay. Then I'll select the location once. Okay, I'll transfer it to Hyderabad location. Let's see. So that's all. Then I'll click on update. Okay. Seems like it's transferred. Review history. Yeah, both of them are transferred. But do I get this books transactions? See, I have asset transfer here. New transaction added for today's date. So asset transfer, if you can want to see the details of this asset transfer, let's see how the voucher is. So you can see here, everything is transferred here. Not only the acquisition, but the depreciation that you calculated, everything is transferred from here to here. So as you can see, it's actually only the depreciation that transfers. Fixed assets value is transferred and the accumulated depreciation account is transferred. So actually from one dimension value to other dimension value, because these two are the accounts we have behind the fixed asset. So for acquisition entries, we have fixed asset vehicle account behind it. For depreciation, we have it. So why it is transferring from vehicle to vehicle only once again, we selected another account, right? Not sure, it is taking vehicle only and again from vehicle to other dimension values it is selecting here. Seems to be a bug. I was expecting that it would transfer it to fixed asset, that account to fixed asset furniture and fixtures account.
JP, won't it happen automatically since there is a account given to the group?
No, it won't happen automatically because there are chances that they might require it or may not require it. Some people doesn't really want to transfer the account balances because it might create confusion in between. They'll transfer them at the end of the year if they want to. We don't have automatic transfer option.
Okay.
But I was expecting that it would transfer it to another account actually, but it doesn't. Let's see for this one. Transactions. Here also I can see asset transfer. If I go to details, so it's still in the fixed asset vehicle only, but only the dimension values are transferred. Balances are transferred from one dimension value to other dimension value actually. The originals were reversed and transferred to dimension values. Looks funny, but seems to be a bug for me. It has to transfer to the new asset account actually here that we have given. So that's what I'm looking for. We'll see in the latest environment once again and tell you, but this is how we can change the fixed asset group and transfer the fixed asset values from one account to another account. Let me go back. So again to transfer fixed assets. So we use same account, different accounts, right? Clearly. I'm not sure what's wrong. It's okay. So that is the procedure normally. Once you change the fixed asset group, it will change the details of the asset, and then you can you can transfer the accounts if you want to, or you can also manually adjust an entry, but that's a different case again, manual adjustments and all. Okay. I think there should be something else that has to be done. Let's see. Let's try to do it for this truck. Okay. For truck number 4, I can't change the accounts, right? I think that should be the thing. That other than that, I think we don't have anything else. Okay, that's one. Then we have one more very important concept to learn today, which is called split of fixed assets. So what is the meaning of split? Anyone?
Breaking down.
Yeah, breaking a single fixed asset into multiple assets, two or more assets. Okay, so let's assume that this is not a bench truck. Okay, this is a building. This is a building. I have a two-store building or two-floor building, which I note or accounted as a single fixed asset or created as a single fixed asset. It's a two-stair building. All the two stairs are created as a single fixed asset. Whole building is created as a single fixed asset. Now I want to sell half of the building or one portion of the building, like one for second floor of the building. I want to sell it to somebody. I mean the second portion of the building. So if I want to sell it, I cannot sell it without splitting the fixed asset. So I have to split a fixed asset into two pieces. Then I have to sell it to somebody else, other fixed asset. Without doing it, I cannot directly sell portion of a fixed asset. That's one concept. Other than that, there can be many situations in business where they want to split a fixed asset into two fixed assets and maintain them separately. So they might have a land, suppose in half of the land they might be constructing a building, so they want to split the other land into two pieces. So one land which is barren or empty is created as another fixed asset. The other land in which the building was there, that would be recorded as a different fixed asset. So there can be any situation where they might have to split a fixed asset. So you can split a fixed asset using this option of books. So within the books, under functions, here you have this option called as split fixed assets. Okay, now before splitting it, so I have an acquisition value of 5,45,000 on this fixed asset. So on today's date, what is the balance of the fixed asset I have? The net book value I have is 5,33,000. Okay, remember this one. Now I'll go to Companies Act book. So I can split it only book wise. Okay, again I have to do it for Tax Act book if I have to do it. So I'm going to Companies Act book, go to functions, split asset. here you have split asset. Click on split asset. So it is asking to which asset you want to split it to. If you want to split this asset into a new fixed asset, you should have created a new fixed asset already. So we did not create a new fixed asset, right? So we can create a new fixed asset if you want to. Or we could have created a new fixed asset. Let me show you how we can do that. So I'll just create a new fixed asset quickly. Create new. Fixed asset group is vehicles. So I'm giving here. I'm just giving another Benz truck number 3, suppose example sake, and I saved it. Okay, I just saved this one. Vehicle number 9, as I can see in the list, vehicle number 9 newly created. Now if I go back here, refresh this, again select Companies Act book, go to functions, go to split fixed asset. So here, to which fixed asset you want to split it to? I want to split it to asset number 9. And which book of that asset you have Companies Act book, because from Companies Act you can transfer only to Companies Act. So what is the transaction date of split? You can select here. And then how much percentage of the amount of the fixed asset that you want to split as a separate asset. See, we have something like 5,33,000 something. So out of which you can split 50% if you want to. So 50% will be split. So which journal you want to use for splitting? Acquisition journal. If you use this journal, again the transactions will be posted. When you are splitting it, 50% of the asset value has to be transferred to another asset, right? So from here, the asset value will get decreased and it will be transferred to the new asset that we have created. So that's up. So from vehicle number 1 for Companies Act book to vehicle number 9, which you have newly created, and Companies Act book again on this particular day, 23rd of November, you are transferring 50% of the fixed asset value. Okay, you can click on OK. But see, I'll do it for the 1st of December or 2nd of December. OK, because for the 30th of November, I have already posted depreciation. So let's see how it will handle such kind of situation where depreciation already exists on the fixed asset. OK. Then I can click on OK here. Now it is saying split fixed asset transactions have been placed in journal fixed asset number 105. So in this particular journal batch, the transactions are being placed. Now normally if I go to fixed asset number 9, suppose here, go to books. See, it's not yet acquired. Okay, it's not yet acquired and there is no details at all on the asset yet. But if I post that transaction, then I'll get the acquisition on this asset. So the balance on this existing fixed asset will decrease. There will be a reversal of acquisition value and that is transferred to the new fixed asset. So let me show you how the entries will be posted. So I'm going to fixed assets, fixed asset journal here. So it's taking time. So you can see the journal number 105 as system said earlier. Journal number 105 is created. And then you can see the lines for this journal. Split fixed asset is what the description it automatically took. Can give the numbers also. Now you can see the voucher here, which is automatically constructed. See, there is an acquisition adjustment for vehicle number 1. How much amount? Half of the amount is being credited, means being reduced from the asset account automatically. And as you can see, acquisition transaction for the new vehicle number 9. How much? Again 2,72,500. It is debiting because this new asset has to get acquired and the acquisition value of the old asset has to decrease. So acquisition adjustment is being done with a negative value or credit value. And you can see depreciation adjustment and depreciation. Earlier, there was a depreciation for this fixed asset, something like total of 10,000 or 12,000 something, almost 10,000, something 10,000 to 11,000. Let's assume here 11,200 or something combining. So out of which half of the depreciation is being reversed here, and half of the depreciation which was previously calculated was being transferred to the new fixed asset. As you can see, depreciation and it is being credited means depreciation being levied on the new fixed asset that you are splitting here. Okay, and you see some offsets. Actually offsets here only for depreciation you can see offset, but for acquisitions you don't see any offsets. Okay, suppose if you don't want to transfer depreciation, you only want to transfer the existing net book value of the asset, half of the value to the other asset. So depreciation, whatever is calculated on the previous asset, you want to remain it or not to apportion it to the new asset. Suppose then you can delete these two lines of depreciation adjustment and depreciation. This voucher, you can delete it if you want to. Or if you want to transfer both acquisition value as well as up to now whatever is the calculated depreciation, you can transfer everything. So here it is transferring 5,45,000. 5,45,000 means the acquired value, total value of the acquisition, like acquisition plus acquisition adjustment, whatever is there, like 5,45,000 of the asset value, it is breaking into two parts. Half is decreased from the original asset and half is being added to the new asset. The same way the calculated depreciation being decreased means debited means decreased for the old asset, and that half that is being decreased there is being added to the new asset automatically. So that's how the voucher is constructed here. So clear for everyone? Any confusion in this?
Yes.
Okay. So now I can validate this actually and post it if I was expecting an error. Let's see how it goes. Yes, there is a warning. There can only be one fixed asset per transaction voucher. You can see. See, here we have one voucher number 7, but we have two fixed assets within the voucher. Again, we have one voucher here. Here also we have two fixed assets, right? For those,
Yes.
okay, let me take you back. For this, we don't have any offset account actually. Here also you can remove offset account if you want to, but the same depreciation will be debited and created. It will be anyway 0 if you use the offset also. If you don't use the offset account, generally it will use the two fixed assets accounts only. Here depreciation is getting down there and depreciation is adding up here. So that's how. So two vouchers, as you can see. In the first voucher, one asset acquisition adjustment is credited and debited. See, it's a balanced voucher. When you see it here, debit and credit are balanced. So here also you can see debit and credits are balanced. So these are all general errors. So here also you can see debit and credit are balanced, but we cannot use multiple accounts in a single voucher itself. Multiple subledger accounts we cannot use in a single voucher itself. Cannot use two fixed asset accounts, two vendor accounts, two customer accounts in a single voucher. It's not possible, but there is a way that it is possible. Anybody remember what is the way? Anyone? There was a no, there is a control for it, for posting multiple
Yeah,
accounts in a
in
single
parameters
voucher.
we have like in accounts payable we have an option in parameter.
Is it in accounts payable?
Yeah.
Any other guess?
One time, general ledger one time voucher.
Posting to other accounts.
It's in.
General
It's what Sushila said now.
one time voucher.
One voucher functionality.
Yeah, one voucher.
So we have this parameter in general ledger parameters itself. I'll
So
show
we
you
can
that.
use same voucher number for.
No, not same voucher. Here, allow multiple transactions within one voucher. This one. So this one, you can enable this parameter for the time being for posting this entry. So now it will allow multiple transactions within one voucher. So which it will allow. So select this option to allow multiple vendor, customer, fixed asset, bank or project transactions to be entered within a single voucher. So if you want to enter it, you can use this option. Now you can go to this journal, refresh it. So since you have added this here, and you can save this one as well, refresh it. Now you can validate this one. Let's see how it goes. Now you don't have any error. You can post this transaction. Journal is okay. That's what it is saying. Now equally adjusting the balance of one asset or decreasing it and increasing the other asset. The same credit is being debited here. Same depreciation is also being reversed here. You can see debit here. Debit means reversal of depreciation, which is being adjusted in the old asset. And for the new asset, depreciation is being added. Now I can post this one. So both are posted now. As soon as I see they are posted, I can go back to the new asset, vehicle 9. So let's go to valuations here. So in the valuations, I can see acquisition of 2,72,500 and depreciation of 5,627. Net book value of 266,872. So vehicle number 9 only, right? We have split it into. So you can see here 2,72,500 here and depreciation of 5,627. It is what we have posted. 2,72,500 and depreciation of. So this is here acquisition of 2,60,500 as well as there is a sudden depreciation of 5,627. Both are transferred here automatically and you can see the net book value here. Suppose if I go to the asset number 1 on which we have transferred the balances for Benji truck. So which was the old asset. Now if I go to valuations, I can see acquisition value of 5 lakhs, acquisition adjustment value of 2,27,500 and depreciation this much earlier calculated, out of which you have done a depreciation adjustment of this much and the net book value is 2,66,872.90. Same as here 2,66,872.90. Both are same. So 50% transferred, right? Equally, everything is transferred except acquisition values, acquisition adjustments, depreciations, everything is equally transferred. And then you arrive at the same net book value for both the assets finally. But here you have some adjustment transactions for transfer since the amount is going off from this asset. That's all. Here if you go for the tax act, you don't have any because you only does the split for Companies Act, but for Tax Act now you have to do it again. But same split journal again for Tax Act as well for the same asset. So now I go to Benji truck again, vehicle number 1, go to books, go to Tax Act. So then functions, split fixed asset, to which fixed asset you want to transfer it, same asset number 9, to which book you want to transfer it, same tax book, transaction date as so 50% I want to transfer, which journal name you want to use, this one, acquisition, this one, or you can create a adjustment journal if you want to, but that's okay. For splitting fixed asset you can create FA split journal separately if you require, but I'm using the same existing journal of Tax Act. Click on OK. So it is created a journal automatically 106. If I go back, journal batch number 106 will be somewhere here if I refresh it. So what happened? It's not saying it is created here, but I can't see it.
It is the same 106.
Oh yeah, sorry. It's 106 only, right? Yeah, perfect. Select it, go to lines. I can see here same according to the tax book again here same values, but depreciation is slightly different because calculated depreciation on the tax act book is different from the companies act book, right? So there is a difference amount in the depreciation values that are being transferred. So here it is automatically taking the offset accounts also since we have it in the posting profile. So it's not required you have to give offset accounts. If you give offset account also, it doesn't really matter. The same here you can see same cash account, it is being credited and the same cash account is being debited, except that the financial dimensions apart. Here the same depreciation account being debited and credited. It's the same, but if you don't use them also it is the same because you have necessary debits and credits here being the two fixed assets are already. So that's what. Just removing the offset account so that these generally act as a bridging accounts. Now we will get reversed right automatically. One will get debited and created. Same account will get debited and created, but accounts assets will get affected anyway. So that's how this assets. Now you can validate this and post it. So I'm just posting it directly. And when you see here, acquisition adjustment is being done for today's date, or acquisition is being done for today's date, but depreciation adjustment is being done for whatever the month depreciation was posted for. Here, depreciation adjustment is for 30th of November. It is being adjusted. Now, if you go back to the fixed asset, refresh it. I think you have to come back again for valuations. Vehicle number 9. Now you can see tax act balances also. Those transactions would have been already posted. So that's how you can work with the split of fixed assets. Again, you can split the truck number 9 into another 2 trucks if you want to. You can split it into an again once again you can split it percentage value of the asset. So in that manner you can split a single fixed asset into multiple fixed assets, no problem. And you can sell other fixed assets or scrap it or can divide it as you wish or maintain it differently if you want to. So those are the few important miscellaneous options that are available on the fixed assets that you might have to understand. In interview, they will ask you, can we transfer fixed assets from one location to another location? Can you explain the process? Or can we split a fixed asset? They will ask. You can explain the process. There is another example which normally people will ask in interview. Give some time for this example to understand. So I'll just give you this example and ask you a question. Try to analyze the situation and try to answer it. See, I am started constructing a building. So I have started constructing a building. It's a fixed asset, right? I just started constructing it. So I want to record it as a fixed asset and convert it into a capitalize the whatever the development that I do on this building. So how can I record it? Anybody have any idea how can I record it?
Can you please repeat it again?
So I am starting to construct a building which I want to record as a fixed asset starting initially. So today I have done basements and other things. So until that I will record it as a fixed asset. Tomorrow I will do a one floor. So I want to add that value and next again I will create another floor like that. I'll create 6 floors. So every time I have some increase in the value of the asset, right? By adding the floor. So I have to record those values as well. So how can I do that?
Multiple acquisitions or adjustments? Acquisition adjustment?
Correct. It's not multiple acquisitions. You can make multiple acquisition adjustments. So initially when I have done this basement, suppose, so I'll create the asset as a building asset, suppose, example, building. So initially when I'll done basement, so for that basement, the building value was 1 lakh, let's assume. Later I have done first floor. So this one, first floor, I'll record it as a acquisition adjustment. So the earlier one was acquisition of 1 lakh. So it's a acquisition directly. This is an acquisition adjustment. Okay, this is for another 50,000, let's assume. Okay, second floor again, which would increase the asset value. So second floor is again acquisition adjustment. So it is for another 50,000. Okay. So now the building is completed. So what is the my total building value now?
2 lakhs.
2 lakhs. Correct. So normally on this particular fixed assets which are under construction, we don't depreciate them because they are not into use right yet. They are not built properly. I mean, they're not into a finished good yet. So we don't calculate depreciation on these assets. So how they will record this kind of fixed assets which are under construction is that, so when they start constructing a building, they will create a fixed asset group called as work in progress. All the work in progress assets, whatever it can be building or it can be any other development project or it can be a machine that you're going to build anything. So they will be recorded under work in progress asset. So it will be recorded as work in progress asset number 1 under the group work in progress. Okay. After that, after you will keep on doing this kind of adjustments. So you have done basement, you have done floor, you have done second floor, third floor. You've been adding all the acquisition adjustments to the building, but no depreciation. 1 year is gone. You have added all the acquisition adjustments, like 6 floors building was built. Totally it costed 50 lakhs for you. Okay, everything is capitalized now. Acquisition adjustments are done and building's value is now 50,000. Net book value is also 50,000 because there are no depreciations calculated at on the building. So now from today you will place that building in service. Placed in service date, what we have on the books means you are going to use that building from today. Let's assume. So then what they will do is they will change the group of the fixed asset from work in progress asset to they will move it to the buildings group. So we have this option, right? Change fixed asset group. So from this group to they will move it to the buildings group and it will automatically get the buildings asset number and will be recorded in the buildings or maintained under buildings from then. And you will assign depreciation profile to calculate depreciation from the placed in service date. So placed in service date will be from the date that you want to depreciate the fixed asset or started using the fixed asset. But acquisition date was somewhere in the past, but you never used that building because it was not completed yet. So for all those days, you will keep it under work in progress asset or maintain it under the group work in progress. Record all this acquisition adjustment. Once the building is totally completed and the lot of acquisition amount is being showing on the asset, you can transfer all of that to or use this change fixed asset group option and transfer all of that to this fixed asset group automatically. Or you can also use this option split also. If you want to see, this is a, let's assume that this truck 4 is there here. Okay, let me create one more furniture asset, for example. So furniture, I'm creating furniture number 4. Okay, I'm just creating it as some carrier. Okay, furniture carrier. So I'm changing the truck as a furniture carrier vehicle. Okay, this truck number for whatever I have, I'm changing this truck as a furniture carrier vehicle. Let's assume. What is this truck number 4? How much valuations I have on this truck number 4? See, I have 2 lakhs and there is some depreciation. Let's assume there is no depreciation. Okay. So let's assume that there is only 1,98,472 asset value of 1,98,472, or let's assume if there is depreciation also, I want to transfer this asset completely to into another asset. See, I want to transfer this truck number 4 into another group into this furniture carrier account asset account. So let's assume this is the work in progress asset and this is the building that you have created as a new asset, which is not having any values. Now you want to transfer the values from this asset to this asset, right? Then you can use this option, select this asset, go to books, functions, split fixed asset. So you have this asset number 8 here, Companies Act book. You can select which asset you want to transfer it to. So you want to transfer it to furniture carrier, right? So to which book again? To Companies Act book only. How much amount? I want to transfer 100% of the amount. Total 100% of the amount from that asset number 8. I want to transfer it to the new fixed asset. Okay, which means it's just like a new fixed asset is being created directly. change in the fixed asset group is, or you can directly transfer the amounts where the transactions also will get posted. So this is one of the convenient way. I'll show you. Now I'll select this fixed asset acquisition journal so that 100% value on this asset will be transferred to the new fixed asset, whatever I selected here. So now if I click on OK, it will create journal number 107. If I go back here, refresh it, I can see 107 here and go to lines. So let's assume that there was no depreciation earlier, as I told you, and there won't be any depreciation. This depreciation entries will not show up actually in case of work in progress assets, since we don't calculate any depreciation on the assets. There won't be any depreciation at all. So you can see an entry like this, only one line entry where acquisition adjustment will be done for the old asset, which is for 2 lakhs, means completely that asset value will become 0. And acquisition will be done for the new asset for 2 lakhs, furniture carrier. So totally the asset value will be transferred from that asset to this asset, and this asset will be acquired from that date. Or you can also give the past date, but you can give a placed in service date in the books as today's date, so that depreciation will be calculated from today's. So in that case, the work in progress asset will also remain in the books, and there will be new fixed asset also, but work in progress asset is of 0 value, right? So it's of no use. Only for representation sake that we have maintained this asset as a work in progress asset earlier. Now we converted it into a new asset. So for that maintenance sake only, you will have that asset. It will be having 0 value only. That's all. That's one of the convenient process how you can transfer a fixed asset from, one group to another group in this way, using the split fixed asset option. 100% value you can transfer it. So this is the other way,
Otherwise, we
guys.
can do by changing the fixed asset group, right?
Yeah, if you change the fixed asset group, it will automatically change the asset number as well, and everything it will change.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't see the work in progress record at all now. It will
Yeah.
be changed, right? Completely
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
Here in the other case, you can see the earlier one as well as new one, both of them.
Okay.
So that's how it is. Now we can post it and the new asset will get acquired, however, if you post it. So you can do that. So you have multiple ways, but you should be careful. There is an error. Posted net book value of the fixed asset will be negative. Since we have depreciation, if we post this 2 lakhs minus, again in the net book value will become 0. But sorry, it will become negative. But we have a parameter that will stop you from not to have the negative book value to 0. In the books, I think we have, or in the, not in the books, maybe in the fixed asset groups, I think we have that. Yeah, here we have yellow negative book value is disabled actually. If we enable it again, it will work. But I don't want to post any negative book value, and I'm not doing it anyway. If I don't post this journal, nothing will happen. So fixed asset will remain as it is. Then the old one will remain as it is as open, and the new one will remain as it is as not yet acquired. This one. If you post that journal, then only there will be any effect on the assets. If not, there won't be any effects. That's all, guys. So these are the few things that you can practice well, and let me know if you have any doubts. Tomorrow, very important class, how to sell a fixed asset or how to scrap a fixed asset. What are the accounting impacts we'll see when we sell a fixed asset. Understanding that is also important. We'll see that tomorrow. Time permits, we'll see the reports and parameters also. If not, we'll see that in the later class. So let me know if you have any doubts until here, or you can drop off if you don't have any doubts. I'll stop the recording until here.